Hey everybody, I'm Yvonne Williams with Back to Earth Creations, and in this video, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about Liquitex Professional Gloss Heavy Gel. I just got this in. It was highly recommended to me by my friends with Brass Engine Productions as a medium for using to kind of do like a glossy dome finish on my leather work. They used it on, the example that they showed me was like this amazing like comic book cover, like slipcase for your comic books, like sleeve, I guess is the term. Sorry, words are hard. But and it was all gory and amazing. But it seemed superior to what I have been doing with the Mod Podge up on the Celtic knotwork of this cosplay, in that the Mod Podge has such a tendency to like crack and flake off, and it does not behave well on the leather, and this was recommended to me as something that would behave okay, or pretty good, I guess. I don't know, words are hard, sorry. So what I'm going to be doing here is, these are actually the shoulder pieces that I've been working on for this cosplay. And for those of y'all who've been keeping up with me, I've gone through its antique, like I used the antique gel in tan color. Then I went over it with Pearl Professional Water Stain. There'll be links to all of this stuff down in the video description. But this one will be at the top since that's specifically what we're reviewing. And then I went over it with a nail polish, actually. This stuff, the, I don't know if it's 669 or 699. No, 669, Let's Get Digital. Miracle Gel by Sally Hansen. And it has this really beautiful, I don't know if the camera will catch it for us. Maybe? Yeah, there you can see that sheen that it gets, which to me is just, that's exactly what I'm going for. But I want a little bit more of like a wet, like outish look. So hopefully this won't completely ruin my paintbrush, but if it does, it's a pretty grody, messed up paintbrush anyhow. And I'm actually going to test it a little bit here on this piece of scrap leather. And I believe it can be thinned down. It looks like it's really going to hold on to the brush strokes. So I think what I might do is thin it down quite a bit and see how that works. But yeah, I just wanted to experiment a little bit, show you guys kind of how, I don't know, how this stuff might be effective. So I just have a little bit of water here in a palette, and I'm kind of smushing and folding this acrylic medium in, because I'm afraid that it's just going to give me a really nice like texture, but I want it to like dome out into something a little bit smoother. Oh well, this just looks like a mess. And I think it's supposed to paint pretty much, if not perfectly clear, then pretty close to clear. Like it shows pretty close to transparent. Excuse me. It has a little bit of an odor, but nothing particularly overpowering. So I'm just kind of experimenting with globbing this stuff on. I'm really glad I did it on a piece of scrap leather first. Because for the purposes for this project, I do not think this will be what I need it to be. Well, it's great that it won't crack and stuff. you know, the way that it was recommended. It just doesn't have that nice liquidy doming action that I kind of really need. So we'll have to figure out something else. Because I'm fine with having used the Mod Podge on the knotwork, on the corset, as well as on the front of my greaves, because there's not a whole lot of movement there. But with these guys, my pauldrons, I'm basically, they need to be like curved around like this. And so there's a lot more risk of movement. So I'm going to see if I can't maybe just do a very thin coat. It might not be as mounded and glossy as what the Mod Podge was helping me accomplish, but I do just need something that will penetrate the leather. And it goes on. It's really creamy. Because I didn't want it to hold on to the brush strokes as much, if that makes sense. So I'm going to angle the camera down a bit so you guys can see maybe what I'm doing. So yeah, that's how the cosplay is coming along, guys. In upcoming videos, I'll be showing you a little bit more about how these guys were made. I actually lost quite an hour worth of footage. So we'll be going back over and kind of trying to figure that out. So I'm just getting a little onto the brush. And I may need to come through and do multiple coats. But I figure whatever it takes, we can do that. We have the technology. And I'm wondering too, since it's an acrylic, how it might buff down. So we'll see how that goes too. I'm being real careful to not get it into the tooling. I just want to bring it right to the edge. Yeah, I think that might give it a nice glossy enough finish. It's just that it holds just a little too much piling and texture. So I'm trying real hard to keep it nice and smooth. So I have my brush very flattened out. And then once I get the rest of this medium off of the brush, I might go through and like get the lines to, at least I'll go the same way. You know, that might be pretty cool. Might be some options. Because I'm going to be wearing this costume again competitively. Words are so hard, you guys. Competitively for Tokyo and Tulsa, I think. I try to not compete in a costume that I've competed in already if I haven't made any changes to it. And for this costume, the pauldrons will definitely add another level of dimension to it, I think. So that's how it's looking. I like it. It gives it a little bit more of a blue, so that milky translucence to it will really lend itself. I mean, if it drives perfectly clear, I'll still be okay with that. But if there's a little bit of milkiness left over, I think that it will just lend itself to the final look of the piece. Oh, poor puppy. It's hard being a dog. Just trying real hard to be careful to not leave any brush strokes, not mound any of it up, you know, thicker anywhere else. Now, I don't know if I'd recommend this medium for painting on, like, maybe something that you want a supple movement to, like a garment leather, but for the vegetable tint like this, the results seem to, it seems to work out pretty well. And I keep it mostly just there up on the very tip of the brush. Whenever it starts to gunk down further down, I try to scrape it off, and just a very little bit at a time. And now it conveniently does not have a drying time on the container. So I have no idea how long this is going to take to dry. I was hoping I'd be able to show y'all in this video the final result. I mean, and I feel like I'm doing it thin enough too that, but you can really see. I mean, it's definitely got some gloss to it. Check that. That is nice. And I feel like this is at least as comparable as what the Mod Podge was doing, except for that the Mod Podge doesn't get any brush strokes in it. Which, I mean, we can only win so much, really. We have to pick our battles. Okay, so I'm going to set that one off to the side. And now I have another one. And this is, again, what the gloss looks like. So I'm going to compare it before and after. A little bit more of a wet shine to the after. So we'll kind of see how this builds up. And I'm not going to be doing any editing on this video, because I want it to happen in real time so that you guys can get a good idea with me of how it's drying. Now, something that I think this medium might be totally cool for is like leather masks or circlets. Like if you want to do like texturing on the leather in a way that you know, stands out a little bit more as opposed to tooling in to it. Like, I don't know, I'm thinking for like autumn leaves, or if you're making something and you want a little bit more of like a zombie skin effect. Like, I can really see this coming in for like some, you know, FX type stuff. And I don't know if I'm just thinking of that because Kristen, the lady who was showing me this, that's what she kind of did it for, and it was so effective because you can blend in like acrylic paints. I wonder if I could blend in some Pearl X pigment with this stuff and get it to be a little bit glossier than just the Pearl X mixed with acrylic resin. Because that is shiny, but it's not glossy. And I think there's a difference. Like, to me, this is shiny. It reflects. But the gloss looks wet. I don't know if there's technical terms for that or what, but I should learn more vocabulary. That way the words that I say can mean what they're supposed to mean. Okay, coming through. And I'm sure just with more practice, I'll be able to eliminate my brush strokes more. I've started hurrying through, like doing it faster and then coming back through and touching up my brush strokes. Seems to be working out pretty well. I wonder if this would be good for texturing horns. It's like sculpting horns. Like, I mean, I'm thinking now beyond just leather working. Have any of y'all used this medium before? If you have, please comment down below. Let me know what you used it for, how you liked it, what ideas you might have. You know, we can all sort of learn together. Or any major do's and don'ts with it. You know, learn from each other's mistakes before we all make them. Because that's the thing too, is that like at Hobby Lobby, this is like almost $16. But I'm fairly certain you can get it for less expensive than that at like Amazon, unless you have like a coupon or something. So I have a link down below from where I purchased it. And if any of y'all haven't and have been thinking about it, I highly, 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 highly recommend Amazon Prime. They've basically replaced AliExpress for me, because that free 2-day shipping, man, that makes such a difference in just having the stuff here immediately. You know? Okay, so there's another one. It's got a little bit of that milky color, but we'll see. Let's check in on our first one that we did and see how that looks. It's starting, the milky is starting to go away. And it's nice and glossy. Ooh. So I'm going to paint another one, and while I paint it, we'll be able to see how the other one darkens down. Because I also kind of hope that just as I do this, I might learn things to share with you guys a little bit more. But I'm thinking for making like some of the polymer clay horns and stuff that I use, this might be really cool for doing some textures on those. They might be really cool for doing texture on, I mean, mixed medium pieces for sure, like with acrylics and stuff. But like for, I don't know, just to give a little bit of texture and dimension, I'd really like to make another like oak leaf outfit. And I'll be doing a tutorial whenever I do, or a Let's Craft sort of. Which, for those of y'all who don't know, sometimes I'll do Let's Crafts, which are, they're like Let's Plays, but instead of playing a video game, I'm building something. So it's basically just live streaming or just following along with whatever it is that I'm making on any given day. So it is really nice to see, though, that milkiness kind of goes away. I didn't really like mixing it with water. It probably would have worked better if maybe I used not a paintbrush to mix it. It does have a tendency to want to climb up my brush, though. Again, still just coming through, thickening down, like just laying down the medium before coming through and smoothing out my my brush strokes. I find long continuous strokes are really nice. Like, they kind of make it look, they're not distracting. There's not like a distracting brush stroke cut off right in the middle of the design. So there's another one. Let's look at our first piece again. You can definitely see how it's starting to dry out. And that's really letting the pink of the nail polish, that pink flash, show through. Yay! Okay, so doing the last one. Because for the pauldron, so it's going to do all 4. And hopefully by the time I'm done with this one, we'll be able to test and see and make sure that it doesn't chip and flake and stuff. Like we can, I guess I could have been checking this one. Check. Ah. Okay, so whenever you bend it like super far, it gets some cracking. Some crack-a-lacking. But I think so long as I don't bend it like that. See how I got those cracks? Tisk tisk. But I think just bending it, I'm gonna do another layer real quick. Just bending it like that should be just fine. Super glad that I tried it on the scrap leather first. That way I didn't grab my pauldron and just wrench it in half and be like, lay wet. Oh no. Because I also, this is an improvement over the Mod Podge, because while the Mod Podge does crack, it also completely flakes off. Which is pretty upsetting, because that's the last thing you want to happen, you know, while you're on the road with your costume, is to be like, costume malfunction, and, you know, the prettiness actually start just flaking off like it's some kind of expired enchantment that has reached its limit and is now just like, you know. Now, even if you can't find it for anywhere other than Hobby Lobby and you don't have a coupon, it seems like this stuff is going to last a long time. At least for the purposes of just painting it on like this. So before we check out the final results on the pauldron, because I'm pretty sure it'll be, if not completely dry, then pretty close to there. I wanted to say thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I hope this tutorial is helpful to you. I look forward to hearing a lot of y'all's different ideas and perspectives and thoughts on this product, this Liquitex. You know, because there's no telling what we might learn. If you guys enjoy my work and you would like to support the creation of more tutorials, and you've already liked and shared and subscribed, and you already follow me on Facebook and stuff, please check me out on Patreon. There'll be a link down in the video description below, where if you follow that, you can go and you can pledge as little as $1 a month, and that puts your name in the hat to win our giveaways. It also funds my efforts for artisan education at the conventions. You can see how that's kind of coming out. If you pledge $1, it puts your name in the hat once. If you pledge $5, it puts your name in the hat 5 times. And you also get like patron exclusive behind the scenes stuff and like all sorts of things. If you pledge $10 or more, you get like actual like loot crates mailed to you every month with like gifts or kits and materials, like all sorts of stuff. Like yesterday, we picked our winner, random number generator, for this cute little fairy house, which has a swinging door. Tutorial coming soon. So this is just an example of one of the fairy houses. And once we hit our next goal, I'll be able to do 3 fairy house giveaways a month instead of just the 2. So that'll be pretty exciting, I think. Okay, so this one, yeah, the milkiness is gone. You see, it's nice and shiny. And it'll be pretty good. It doesn't snap. Super good. Yeah. I'm going to give it like maybe 10 minutes more before I actually start working with it and assembling the piece. But I am going to go ahead and do a little bit of shaping just to relax them a little bit, because the pauldrons will sit, you know, right there on my arm like that. So, so excited. Okay, so, yeah. And also just doing 1 layer thick, not mounding it up at all. And then bending your leather, it doesn't crack. It just did over here where I did a bunch of layers. Yeah. Okay, so that's how it came out. Please subscribe to stay updated on future tutorials, and possibly follow me on Instagram if you'd like to see how this costume evolves. I post new videos every day, so always something new, and there's no telling what we might try next. So thank you guys again so much, and I'll see you guys around. Bye.